The bright morning sun reflected off the polished silver Porsche as it rolled to a sudden stop in the middle of a crowded downtown street, bringing traffic to a standstill. Expensive suits gathered around the luxury sports car while curious strangers pulled out their phones to record the embarrassing moment. Standing beside the vehicle was powerful CEO Vanessa Sterling, a woman known for building a billion-dollar automotive empire and an even bigger reputation for never taking anyone seriously unless they wore designer clothes. Frustrated and convinced no ordinary mechanic could solve the problem, she laughed loudly and tossed out a challenge for everyone to hear. She declared that if anyone could fix her Porsche right there on the street, she would marry them. The crowd exploded with laughter, believing it was nothing more than another rich woman's joke. But standing quietly at the edge of the crowd was a black single father named Malcolm Reed, wearing faded work boots, oil-stained jeans, and carrying a small toolbox that looked older than his daughter. No one noticed the calm confidence in his eyes as he slowly stepped toward the silent machine. Before this unforgettable story continues, if you believe kindness is more valuable than appearances and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Heartline Stories so you never miss another emotional journey that could change the way you see the world. Malcolm Reed had spent years rebuilding broken engines in a tiny neighborhood garage while raising his 8-year-old daughter, Nia, completely on his own after losing his wife to a sudden illness. Every sunrise began with preparing breakfast, walking Nia to school, and working long hours repairing vehicles that wealthier mechanics refused to touch. Bills piled up faster than customers paid them, and many nights he skipped dinner so his daughter would never know what true hunger felt like. Yet despite every hardship, Malcolm refused to let bitterness enter his heart. He believed that every damaged engine, like every damaged life, deserved patience instead of judgment. That quiet belief had become the foundation of the man he was. The crowd laughed as Malcolm approached the Porsche because nothing about him matched their image of someone capable of repairing a machine worth more than most houses. Vanessa barely looked at him before shaking her head with amusement. Her assistants whispered that security should remove him before he embarrassed himself. Malcolm ignored every stare. He simply asked for permission to look under the hood. More laughter followed because everyone expected another failed attempt that would make the CEO's joke even funnier. When the hood lifted, Malcolm's expression changed completely. The noise around him faded as years of experience took over. Instead of focusing on the expensive engine, he listened carefully to tiny sounds, noticed the smell of overheated wiring, and gently touched several components with remarkable precision. His hands moved with quiet confidence earned through thousands of difficult repairs that never appeared on television or social media. Within minutes he discovered what several luxury technicians had overlooked, a damaged sensor connection hidden beneath another assembly and a loose electrical ground that prevented the system from communicating correctly. Using nothing more than simple tools and incredible knowledge, Malcolm repaired the connection, secured the wiring, reset the system, and closed the hood. Silence spread across the street as Vanessa climbed back into the driver's seat. She pressed the ignition button once. The Porsche roared to life instantly with the smooth, powerful sound it was famous for. The crowd stopped laughing. Some people lowered their phones in complete disbelief while others began applauding. Vanessa stared through the windshield, unable to understand how a man everyone dismissed had solved a problem that expensive specialists could not identify. For the first time in many years, success did not belong to wealth, appearance, or status. It belonged to quiet excellence. Instead of celebrating, Malcolm simply smiled politely, picked up his old toolbox, and prepared to leave because he still needed to collect his daughter from school. He expected nothing in return. The challenge, the laughter, and even the promise of marriage meant nothing to him. His greatest responsibility was waiting for him with a backpack full of homework and dreams that depended on her father never giving up. Vanessa watched him walk away and felt something she had not experienced in years. Shame slowly replaced pride. She realized she had judged a man's worth before learning anything about his life. Curious, she quietly followed Malcolm later that afternoon and discovered the tiny garage where he worked. She watched customers greet him like family. Elderly neighbors trusted him completely because he often repaired their cars for almost no profit. She saw him close the shop early, pick up little Nia from school, carry her backpack, and laugh with her while buying 2 ice cream cones with what looked like the last cash in his wallet. That simple scene struck Vanessa harder than any business failure she had ever faced. She owned luxury homes, private jets, and international companies, yet she had not smiled that sincerely in years. The next morning Vanessa returned, not with reporters or cameras, but alone. She offered Malcolm a position leading innovation inside her automotive company, promising resources that could transform his incredible talent into inventions capable of helping millions of drivers. Malcolm hesitated because he feared success might take precious time away from his daughter. Vanessa surprised him by designing a flexible role that allowed family to remain his highest priority. For the first time since losing his wife, Malcolm felt that life was opening a door instead of closing one. Months passed, and Malcolm's ideas revolutionized vehicle diagnostics, making repairs faster and more affordable for everyday families. His humble garage became a training center where young mechanics from struggling neighborhoods learned valuable skills without paying expensive tuition. Vanessa changed too. She became known not only as a brilliant CEO but also as a leader who finally understood that true greatness is discovered by looking beyond appearances. The playful promise she once laughed about slowly transformed into genuine admiration, friendship, and eventually a love built on respect instead of wealth. If this story touched your heart and reminded you that real heroes often wear ordinary clothes, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, share this story with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to Heartline Stories because your support helps these meaningful stories reach more hearts around the world. Special request, in loving memory of every hardworking parent who sacrifices everything so their children can dream bigger than they ever could. As the morning sun set into a peaceful golden evening, Malcolm looked at Nia laughing beside the same Porsche that had changed their lives forever. He understood that the greatest victories never begin with applause. They begin with quiet courage, humble hands, and a heart that refuses to stop believing. Sometimes the world laughs before it finally learns who the real champion is, and when that moment comes, kindness always shines brighter than pride. That day, a broken Porsche repaired far more than an engine. It repaired broken assumptions, healed lonely hearts, and proved that the greatest treasures in life are not measured by money, but by character, compassion, and the courage to see the value hidden beneath the